It's the Vibe with Tanya Rad and EJ, and I'm really excited because we have not only one of my favorite people, but honestly, I say you're one of the most musical geniuses of our generation. We have Charlie Puth joining us on the Vibe.
Hi, Tanya Rad. I just cracked my neck really nicely. Don't you love when that happens?
I love when that happens.
Oh, it's so nice.
First of all, I love you. And second of all, congratulations, because Light Switch is finally out and it's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I remember playing you like a very, 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 very early demo of this in the car. It was like still like in the works, but I can't believe like a couple months later, it's finally out. All result of TikTok.
Okay. Yeah. So wait, I want to first of all, I want to go back because I'm obsessed with the song and everybody's obsessed with the song, but I want to kind of know, I want you to talk about the journey of starting it on TikTok and getting all that kind of commotion and conversation started on that app.
Well, it started, so I'll start here. I wrote with Kid Leroy, Stay, with him and Bieber. And I'll never forget, right when we wrote the chorus of Stay, I do the same thing I told you that I never would. He took out his phone and started filming for his Instagram story. He started filming us making the song. And I kind of freaked out. I was like, dude, let's make this is a really special song. We don't want to give it all away. And he was like, trust me, they're not going to mind. They want to hear it early on. It's going to get them talking about it. And I kind of just, okay, it's for him. So that's fine. And a year later, people were still talking about it. And then when it came out, it was like this big explosion and they felt like they were part of it early on. Right. And I thought to myself, what can I do with my fan base, people who watch me and enjoy my music? How can I make them feel part of the song early on? So I had this idea to kind of write the song with them and have them watch me layer every part. So by the time it was done, they'll be able to not only pinpoint lyrics that I'm singing, but little bells and whistles that I threw in there that they could recognize from TikTok, like the light switch sound. Who has a sound with a song with a light switch sound? It's so weird.
Do you know what I love about this is because I feel as though, I've always said this forever. I just feel like your mind is unlike anybody else's out there. But I love it because I feel like you're giving people a look into how you create things and like genuinely who Charlie Puth is. And I think it's like it's really cool to see.
Well, I don't think, thank you. And I'm finally really doing that. In the past, I've always kind of, I admit I put a little front on. I tried to be a little cool there for a while. I didn't really know what it was like to be an artist. And it took me some time to figure it out, but who would have known that I feel the most successful I've ever felt in my career. And it's a result of me just being myself. So that's a nice message to kind of put out there to everybody.
Yeah. And I think, I think that's what a lot of people do. I think when the whole Instagram thing came, it was kind of just like putting up this facade of kind of what you thought you should be. And I feel like now everybody's really, I don't know if it's the pandemic or what, but it's like everybody's just embracing who they really are. And like the thing that's so cool about it is that there's a community for everybody.
Absolutely. I love the vulnerability that's being showcased on TikTok, and it's added, it contributed a lot to the way that I write music as well. I was always kind of scared to put all of my being behind some chords and melody and a beat. But when people hear this album, I feel like they're going to know more about me than I know about me. I really put everything in the kitchen sink in there.
Okay. We're going to talk about album because I have been foaming at the mouth for new music from you. So I'm really excited that we got Light Switch because I was a big fan of that when you first played it for me. I was like, I need this song in my phone right now because it's such a perfect song to work out to.
It's fast. It's almost too fast. It's very, very fast. I think it's the fastest song out right now until someone beats it, but it's pretty crazy.
It's pretty crazy. But I want to talk about more new music. So this is the first song of how many? When are we getting new music? Like give me the thing.
Give me the spiel.
Yeah.
It's the first song of 12. The album's called Charlie. And I just have gotten in the habit of almost oversharing. I don't want to be the artist that is so secretive. I know that works for some artists, but I want to be the artist that almost shares too much information, gives it all away. I was like, super inspired when Leroy first did that simple gesture of just showing what he was working on. on Instagram. And my whole goal is when the album comes out, I want everybody to know each song, because I've truly teased each song on TikTok. Like, That's Hilarious, Tears on My Piano, Light Switch, Smells Like Me. All of these songs, I want people to know the titles and sort of be familiar with. That way, when they hear the final version, they'll feel like they're part of something.
What side of Charlie Puth are you going to be showing in this album? Like, how vulnerable are we getting here?
We're gonna show the neurotic side of Charlie. I mean, we're really good friends, so you know that I can get in my head and overthink things, but I don't think a lot of people know that about me. And I wrote these songs by tapping into my own neuroses and how I used to act in relationships and how I've grown and changed, and I'm so used to writing songs in front of a lot of people, getting off stage and coming up with a melody. And the pandemic kind of forced all of us, me included, to be in my studio. I didn't see anybody. I would go to the studio every day and just come up with a beat and write a song. And I had to talk to myself, which is a weird thing. I had to talk to myself and have conversations with myself to get the songs going. And I found out a lot about myself by talking to myself, and you can hear that all in my album.
What vulnerable side of Charlie Puth are we going to get from this album?
So the vulnerable side of me, it's my neuroses, me overthinking. I mean, Tanya, you know me very well. You're my friend, and you know that I can get into my head, but I was always very weary and prudent of people knowing that about myself. And now people, how I behaved in the past and things that I've said in the past, and a lot of apologetic feelings on this album, apologizing for actions of the past, and just show kind of just all intensive purpose of showing people that I am just a regular guy, and I go through the same stuff that everybody does. I just put melody on it.
Do you know what I love about you? Like, truly, genuinely, as a friend, you are somebody I've known you for so many years, and you really work on yourself, and you really just like want to be a better person. And I just love that so much about you.
Oh, thank you. I mean, you've taught me how to do that too. Tanya gives me rocks sometimes, crystals, and they really do help.
Well, we do it for each other. We've been there for each other through a lot. So I'm just really excited. I'm really excited that you are showcasing that side of you in this album. I can't wait to get it, to hear it, to live with it. I'm really excited about everything that's happening for you right now, and just always here to support.
Well, thank you, Tanya. I've known you for a while. I can't wait to know you for 10 more years. It's going to be great.
It is going to be great. All right. Charlie Puth's latest single, Light Switch, is out now. Thank you so much for taking the time. We love you. Come back on The Vibe when you have more music to share.
Oh, I will. You'll be one of the first to hear. Thank you so much, Tanya.